One of the hospitals in New York recently became the center of attention after Jungkook, a member of the music group BTS, was treated there. However, it was not only the arrival of the K-pop star that attracted attention, but the figure of a foreign nurse who took care of her. The nurse in question comes from outside the United States and has a beautiful face and a very friendly attitude. Not only doctors and patients at the hospital took notice, but also many visitors were impressed by his dedication in caring for Jungkook. His attentive personality and professional attitude were the highlight of many people who were in the hospital at the time. Not infrequently, his presence becomes a warm conversation in the waiting room and among fellow medical personnel. Although it looks elegant, this nurse is known to be very dexterous in carrying out her duties, and does not hesitate to give smiles and encouragement to patients who are being treated. Some of the patients who were being treated at the hospital also mentioned that the care of these nurses gave them great comfort, even though they did not know the identity of Jungkook or anyone who was being treated. On the other hand, the hospital also gave praise for the dedication and professional attitude shown by the nurse. The presence of foreign nurses adds its own color in the medical world, proving that the quality of service is not only determined by the background, but also by the character and ability to provide attention to patients. The presence of this nurse also drew praise from a number of doctors who work at the hospital. They said that although the hospital often received patients from various backgrounds, not many were able to create an atmosphere of comfort and calm as shown by the nurse. Many doctors expressed that the attitude of attention and good communication between nurses and patients is very supportive of the healing process, especially for patients with certain conditions that require calm and confidence. Most of the patients who experienced the nurse's services firsthand felt more empowered and more comfortable during the treatment, and they did not hesitate to share their positive experiences. Some also stated that the friendly and empathetic attitude given by the nurse really helped them in overcoming anxiety, both related to their health condition and to quite stressful situations in the hospital. Meanwhile, Jungkook's fans, who learned about the news through various social media platforms, also paid tribute to the nurse, praising not only her professionalism, but also her sincere attitude in providing the best care for her idol. The success of this nurse in carrying out her duties with care and dedication reminds us that the role of medical personnel is very important in creating an atmosphere that supports the healing process, not only through medical measures, but also through the human relationship established between patients and health workers. With the development of medical technology, the quality of the relationship between nurses and patients remains the main key in caring for health. And these foreign nurses are a clear example of how important attention and empathy are in the medical world. The praise received by this nurse is increasingly widespread, even outside the medical world. Many netizens shared their experiences about how important the role of medical personnel who have an empathic and caring attitude is. Not a few feel inspired by the professional attitude of the nurse, who despite having to face the pressure of a very heavy task, is still able to provide comfort and attention for patients. Meanwhile, the hospital where this nurse works is also not out of the spotlight. Although the hospital is renowned for its international reputation for providing the best care, this incident further underscores the importance of human touch in the medical world. Health experts emphasize that in addition to medical skills, the ability to communicate well and provide emotional support to patients is equally important in the healing process. On the other hand, the existence of these foreign nurses is also a topic of discussion among international medical professionals. Many see it as an example of how medical personnel from diverse cultural backgrounds can bring diversity and excellence to the world of healthcare. With a diverse approach, medical personnel such as many hoping that more medical personnel with similar characters can be accepted and recognized in various hospitals around the world. Not only as a nurse, but also as a person who has a positive influence on the way we view medical care as a whole. Thus, the story of the nurse who cared for Jungkook is not only in the spotlight because of his involvement with a K-pop star, but also a vivid example of how important character, dedication, and empathy in the medical world can ultimately create a positive impact for many people. The success of these nurses in creating an atmosphere that supports the healing process also opens space for discussion about the importance of developing soft skills in training medical personnel. Many have suggested that hospitals in different parts of the world focus more on communication and empathy training for medical professionals, not just on technical skills that are already part of the medical education curriculum.